Hello, my name is Dr. George Mochocki, and I will be your, let's see, this is sports marketing class. Your coach. Now I'm going to be your facilitator. I'm going to be one of your consultants. Look at me this way. This is sports marketing. For some of you, this may be your first and only marketing class or your first marketing class. Some students may have an advantage if you already taken Management 111. This intro to business, they talked about marketing and promotion and a lot of the and advertising within that intro to business course. It's a fundamental class on understanding business. Or if you've taken marketing 245, it's business marketing, how you market. For some of you, if you're just taking this class, you think, hey, this is about sports. We will talk about sports, but not like you would be talking sports and hanging around and talking to people. We're looking at what's happening in the sports, what activities happening, and how I, as a marketing or a consultant or a small business owner that owns a sports bar or sells sporting equipment, or I'm a coach in a high school or a grade school or little league, or I'm sponsoring something for the company, anything to do with, or I'm making a product, T-shirts, you know what I mean, either for the Cubs, for the Bears, for the Sox. We didn't do anything, we didn't make it to the Super Bowl, so I'm not throwing those out there. All right, or for the Patriots. Okay, are we good? So what's going to happen here is you're going to learn about the 4 P's of marketing. You're gonna the way this class is set up. I'm going to go into the blackboard. This is a quick intro. What's expecting? Tuesday, I think it's Presidential Day, so on the 12th, if I'm not mistaken. Is Harper College is closed. No school activity, and on Monday, I already got students saying we're going to be out of town and everything else. So our first day of class will be on Wednesday, February 13th, right after that. But I'm sending this to you, and I'll have Blackboard open for you by Monday. Officially, so you could look at it and look around, and then what will happen Wednesday? You will come into Blackboard, show how you go into Blackboard Collaborate, and you'll set up, and you'll ask me any questions after you read the syllabus. It'll just be open and the question just for you to get an idea how to contact me, or we had to talk some kind of. We're going to have one kind of a lecture online, similar like this as our orientation. It's software like a Go meeting, but utilizing with Blackboard that records, and I could grade you on that kind of an activity as to make this a little more personal than just you taking notes and reading and writing. But there's a lot in this class, or even if you take me for a face-to-face class. So this is a fully online class. Okay, so most of you, if this is for a freshman, the first time you signed up, you do find this tutorial in your student portal at Harper, or when you click into Blackboard, you ask your help desk, and she'll walk you through it. I'm not here to teach you how to use Blackboard, but I will help you along. I'm here to teach you the course content. Okay, so you're going to come in here, and you're going to look at the classes you had. These are some of the classes I got. I'm teaching a finance class now. I'm teaching retail merchandising. When you see my background, I'm a double major, business and marketing. Okay, so we're in sports marketing. You're going to click on that, and there you got me. That's what I look like, just like I'm looking like here. So you know you're in the right thing. Here's a class. You're required to log into this online class 3 times a week. I mean, any days at nighttime, daytime, in the afternoon when you have some free time. If you're doing it at work, make sure your supervisor knows, hey, I'm doing this class online. You can look at me when I'm talking to the instructor. I'm doing my homework. Okay, and it's similar to like if you would be. Most of you have your social apps, or in business, I have a face-to-face customer presence, and I also have social media, or I have online or e-commerce, what they would call, and how would I sell my product or talk to customer complaints or try to promote my product to those different media. So you have to be able, in this class, one of the requirements was you're going to be uh, doing a major paper and a quick presentation, maybe a little bit on YouTube. That's what I've been experimenting. You do fine. Don't get freaked out. You're going into marketing, for goodness sake. You got to be able to talk to people, be able to say, hey, what's going on? All right. So you log in and you look at the discussion board and see your homework. Try it on. Here's how you take an online class. You've never taken one. You put the time aside. Okay, Monday from 3 o'clock or whatever time works for you. 4 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, whatever time works for you. You're going to come in there and you're going to basically discuss, put that time away and do your homework, you do your discussion board, talking to an individual. And look, most of you are already online present with your social media, your Twitter, everything else you're talking. You type a lot damn quicker than I do. If it wasn't for me talking to me, I wouldn't be able to keep up with some of that communication online. But this is the environment we're in. How do you use what you know now as a Generation Z, Y, or baby boomer, or whatever, is how can you use your social media, your contact, your knowledge to sell a product focusing on sports? It could be selling T-shirts. You're doing for a high school. You're a coach. How to get the people to come in to the games. That's where you get your money to pay for your program. Or you're doing it at a park district. Or you're a company. You want to have your own league or something else to bring people together. How do I do this? And then also, how do I get other companies to play? Marketing. Come on, how do I get that? How do I get my company's name on it? That's marketing, 4Ps. How do I get out there? So we will talk about, and look, like I mentioned before, I like softball because I grew up in the city. You didn't need much but a bat and a big softball. After a while, it's real cushy, Mets and everything else. So I kind of like that. I like baseball. But, football, all right. Basketball, I have to play in gym, swimming. I do that. But what I wanted to say, we all love our specialty that we really, we're either participants, we still do it, or we're spectators. We love watching it because we used to do it, and now we're kind of a little bit out of shape. Or, a different family, the time and everything else, or the costs or anything, whatever. There's a lot of different variables. But my whole thing is, how do I get you to watch the TV, buy some of my goods, or get interested in either as a participant, so I market to you to buy the product, or a spectator, what programs or T-shirts, something you can support your team, or come in there and watch the game. All right, does that kind of make sense what this class is about? Okay, so you always see my face, so you know where I'm at, you know what I mean? So what you're going to be doing, what I want you to come in, you're going to come in here, look at the syllabus. I got the syllabus in here. Click on the syllabus, and basically you have the syllabus. It'll tell you, here's the information you need. Hang on, online. It'll work out a Word document. Make sure you go into your students portal and you get what do you call it, Microsoft Office 365. It's free. It's not really free. Those of you who've been in business, they had me for business classes. I teach a lot of classes here at the college. I'm a contractor, but those of you who had me for business classes, what you're looking at, not free, you're paying for it. So your student activities are already paid for the program license agreement. And you got to utilize Microsoft Word and PowerPoint and Excel and everything else. Not in this class, but in all the classes. And that's the program that interacts with, for lack of better words, Blackboard. So I could grade you and put information. I don't have to open the file on my program, my computer, and get any kind of viruses. Welcome to my world. But I could basically just open up in their environment and do the grading, and basically the file and everything else stays within Blackboard, which is a course management class. So 5 years down the road, if you said I did this, why didn't he grade me properly? I don't know where did it go. I pull it all up. Technology. And if you look at what's going on with the campaign with Trump and everybody, and everything else that's out there. Holy mackerel, they pull up stuff from high school or grade school. I'm lucky I'm not famous. But so let's tie that into sports. Part of the marketing, you have someone that's good, but he or she has a kind of a shady past. How do I turn it around to the public that there's a good old George, or he had a bad past, but now he's saw the light, or remember, do you see what I'm talking about? It's how do you create that narrative? Because part of marketing sports or any kind of marketing is to create a brand. Make me who I am. Whether you like Trump or not, he's a brand name. If President Obama was a brand name, I know like a brand or a thing else. If I look at it, you could buy Nike, you could buy different kind of products. Some are better, some are all. You got brand names. You know what you're expecting. Does that kind of make sense? So on here, what you have to do is, how do I develop that person's brand name? Yeah, it's a little rough around the edges, and some of them are good, but now they got to talk to the public. So you got to be like, Hey, how you doing? And some of that is how I bring that person up. So, okay, so here's your syllabus. Look at the syllabus. I'm not going to go through it. Here's the book that we're using. I think you could buy it, rent it. Remember, Harper College, and I got the book link at the end of the syllabus. Go into, I think it's Harper store. Look up the book. I think the used one, you can rent it out for $58. New one's like 200 bucks. Give or take, I can't remember. You know what I mean? Remember, I'm a contractor. This is the book they're using. Good book. I've used it a bunch of things. You need it to do your homework. You need it to do your project. You need to know the vocabulary and to have an understanding. So here's what you need. You need a book. Here's a requirement. What we will have, and you look at it. Remember, we'll have some weekly discussion boards because remember this is an online class. I have to have so much contact hours. So we'll be discussing. You'll talk to somebody, you'll respond. You'll have your question. You have personal journal entries at the end of the week. You'll say, "Hey, Dr. George, this is what I learned," or "Man, I really got stuck on this. Could you help me?" It's like a way we can still communicate, but not communicate. You know what I mean? Instead of email, and I could look at it, I'm grading you to see if you learn something. And even if you out of the whole chapter, you picked out one thing. Remember, you're not going to be an expert in everything, but you're picking, oh, shit, I could use this now. Ooh, I could use this now. That's why I want you to start thinking of what could you market. Because part of the whole thing, you're going to go to marketing, and you're going to go working for and I'll get some information where they have, what do you call internships coming in there. So, I know a lot of the sports ones here, they don't pay. Some internships pay, but maybe you could just learn or rub elbows or get to meet people and get to understand that industry. And then you start off with a small bar or a small business or a school or a high school. Remember, you got to get your foot into there or something else, selling a product or your own T-shirts or anything else that you have other knack for. It's part of your hobby. And how could I make some money on that? Or you have a blog and you just talk about it. And in between, you have sponsors that will try to, because you're getting a following. Remember the old, for lack of better words, legacy media. Forget Trump got the whole thing with the fake news, but the whole legacy media. When you're looking at that, that's kind of changing because of the demographics. We're talking on this way. You look into social media. You're on your iPhone, you're on your own smartphone. You just want certain things real quickly. You just look, but you're looking at different individuals because marketing is going a different way. If you look at the legacy media, they're just talking to you. Boom, 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 boom. They're feeding information to you. No interaction. With the media like this is interaction. Same thing when we do our orientation. Okay, I'm going to quit on that. Okay, so read this, see what you have. You look at your homework assignment. So here's what you're going to have. So you're going to have, does you understand? There's no final exam, but part of the final, you're going to do a final paper and research. So think of something that you could market in a sports oriented. Something you could make. I'm working for a sports bar, and majority of men are coming in there, and I want to attract more women. How would I market to get that segment into my bar? Do I have to change my atmosphere? Do I have to change who I'm sending my regular notifications out now? Do I have to hit some social media? Do I have to bring some sports star, a female sports star, baseball or hockey? Yeah, you'd be surprised. Trust me. Remember, the one thing I want to tell you, we like our own area. To be successful in sports marketing, you may be able to work for the Cubs or the baseball, but what if your opportunity came into volleyball? Or what if it came into you had to do soccer? Close enough to football. You'll learn it. Remember, you're selling a product. You're looking what's happening at that moment, and I got 1 week or 2 weeks to jump on the bandwagon and try to sell that or to do some kind of exposure that they come into my business or awareness of my operation. All right. Enough said on that, all right? So you have that. Look at that, okay? Now you're going to go back into... oh, shit. Did I lock myself out? Hang on a second, class. I got to get back into here. All right? Syllabus, Blackboard. I'm back in here, okay? So you've got the syllabus. You got some information, what's required. Most of your work's going to be, you're going to be doing, here's a calendar that tells you where your homework's done. So you look at it real quickly. You look at it, right? And this is for me, your calendar, so you can see if I look at this date, I'm teaching a finance class, and I assign homework, and right now this course is not open. It'll be open, by the time you look at it, I'll have it open for you by Sunday, so you can kind of start looking, but getting the book, okay? So you can play around with that. So you'll have that. Make sure you always check your grades. Your grades is your current grade here. These are the grades when the homework is due and the points you get out of them. And you'll have a letter grade. So if you're doing well, if you miss some of the discussion boards, you're doing some of the homework, at the beginning you go, man, I got an F, I just started. Remember, it's like if you got half of 40 because you forgot half of the other homework. It's an F, but there's a lot of points. There's 1,200 points. And like the syllabus, you will do well. Remember, the whole class is for you to learn marketing. That's what it is. The 4 P's of marketing, how to market, but do it on a focus with sports. And remember, you'll learn is you have spectators like myself, because my age, or you have participants. Some of you are younger. You're already on a league or something else, or you're striving to go up to in your college, and just maybe just a fallback. You're already in that league, but in case after, when I get older and I'm not in shape anymore, now I could be a sports commentator. And how do I understand what I need? All right, so you have that. Now, a lot of your homework is going to be set up this way. Let me go into student mode. I'm going to go into so you see I see what you see. Because all right, there I am in the student mode. All right, so we went into that. We already had all this. Now you're going to go on a weekly assignment, and you're only going to see week 1. So it tells you what you're going to have to do. You have to read the book. You have this. Remember, Monday, I mentioned before, Monday is the class will be open for you by Monday, but official first day will be Wednesday because Tuesday is President's Day, and Harper College will be closed. So some people already gave me emails, I'm not going to be there, so we'll just start there. But usually our classes all your work will end up on Sunday midnight, and we'll start Monday, will be the new week. All right, so you click on this, you open this up, you'll have this goes to discussion board, or you could go to the discussions here. I just made a one-stop shopping, especially for my online class. Here's where you submit your papers. So in the book it tells you do a write-up, paper 1 and 2. Let me see. Let me go on here and intros first, real quickly. This is what you're going to do. You're going to come in here, and you're going to create a thread, and then it's going to tell you something about yourself or what sports you're interested. And you got, so say in the subject area, I'm George, like softball. Okay, and then in here I'll tell some comments. I'm from Chicago. I grew up this, whatever you want. Remember, do something positive. You're in marketing. You're trying to get people to want to look at your site. The whole thing is how to get people to look into my site. When you come up with a marketing ad, how do I get people to look at my site? All right, good. Okay, so you submit. Then you put your comments in here, and then you submit it, and you're done. And then see, so someone else, if you see, hey, I'm George, like softball, you click on, hey, I like softball too, or I like hardball, or whatever. It doesn't make a difference. You're trying to make that communication. Okay, so you're done, and try to communicate to 1 or 2 individuals, and that's where you'll get your points on that. Okay, so now we're going to go back into our weekly assignment. Remember, sometimes you can go back and form. But once I get the discussion board, it threw me out here. So I'll go into my weekly assignments. I'll go into week 1, and so I already did my posting, and then during the week I'll say, hey, how you doing, and try to talk to other people. Now you're going to have a homework assignment. Now some of the homework assignments now you're going to be building on your paper, your final paper. Right now it's just general, out of the book. But when you're reading a chapter this way, in the next week, think of what kind of product you want to sponsor or do a marketing campaign for, because then what you're reading, you'll be able to apply it in there. And you may be a store manager in a small department or a larger company, just a manager of one department, and they're saying, hey, you got to increase the sales of your department. It's the same thing. How are you going to do it? And you're doing something with sport. But think of a sport. Tell me you got sports in here. There's a sports marketing class. Same concept is who I'm targeting it to. Okay, so when you submit your assignment, here's what the assignment's about. Okay, so when you submit the assignment, you're going to click on here real quickly, and I'll have a paper, and it also has view the rubrics, tells you what I'm grading you on, so you have an idea. It's worth 40 points, and answer these 2 questions, half a page to a page on each one. It's a college level in your own words, no words for it. I want you to understand. Read it. You read the chapter. Chapter is easy reading out of a book. Come on, but it tells you about marketing, and and it ties in the sports aspect. So you're beginning to understand the psychological aspect of a sports individual or one who's interested in sport. And how do I get more women interested in watching football? You know, that sports going down. And you could use that as a research paper. And it's something that gets your foot in the door when you're actually trying to apply for jobs. Yeah, I did something like this, a hypothetical. Here's what I did. It lets people know, other than, well, I got all these definitions, how to spell words or know the concept, but I could apply it and show something on a smaller scale. Remember, if you could do it on a small scale, you'd be able to do it on a larger scale. All right, so you have that. Now, I don't want you just to type in here. I want you to browse your computer and you submit it as a document. You have to the Word document. Remember, load Microsoft Word. So let me see. I got homework assignments. I'll just put one of this and see. So here's my home. I just made this up. It's not that, it'll be your write-up. And then you say in the comments here. This is the comments. Don't type it in here because I can't do any grading. You just say, let me know if you could open it. Don't feel bad because you got spell check. I did that on purpose. Nah, I just messed up. What the heck was it? If you can. Okay. Okay? Are we good? And you submit, and then see, and you submit it, and you're done. And then on your homework assignment in your grade book, when you look at that, you'll have an asterisk in there. Okay? See if I can see my grades. I don't know if I'll be able to show it. Okay, but let me go there. So, okay, so now you have that weekly assignment, and now the other thing, because I want to show you one more thing. Okay, we're done. Okay, we're out of here. Going to look around there, and then we can talk. We'll talk later on in the week. Okay? I want to make this. I'm already at 15 minutes. So you go in here, you got your weekly assignment, and then at the end of the week, you're going to do a journal, and here's a full lecture on the class, an overview, and this is going to be updated because it's from last semester, and here's the mind map. You have a mind map. You have a journal entry and the entry. You click in there, and you write me a paragraph what the heck you learned out of the class, hopefully from the book. That's how you're going to learn. I'm trying to read, and then I can respond to you, and here's a real quick intro. Now, Wednesday, you're going to do... We're going to do a Blackboard Collaborate. You're going to come into the class after you look at all this stuff, do a little talking, someone's talking, because Wednesday at 6:30, the only time you're going to do it, one more time during the week, during the semester, I'll have like a virtual water cooler. You could ask me a question for points, always points, you get paid for it. Academic points, you're great, okay? So you're going to come in here weekly, collaborate. I'm going to show you how to set it up, okay? Now, hang on a second, I got to have another camera here. And the reason is because I'm recording this from a different one. Now, you're going to come in here, so the orientation, mandatory, Wednesday, February 13th, 6:30, 7:30. You'll click in there. Right now, you can't click in there because you'll have access 15 minutes before 6:30, so you could do the setup. So I'm going to come in here as a testing to show you what you're going to do. So pretend this is this day. Come on. You're in marketing. Expand. Work with me. All right? So you're going to click on this, and you're going to go join the session. Now, remember, I'm here as a student, not as an instructor, so I'm going to come in the same way. I don't know if I'll see my face. It should, but I don't know. If not, I could go back in instructor's mode. I'm doing a recording here, a podcast recording, and you know how to collaborate. Okay, room is empty because I'm pretend I'm there 15 minutes earlier. On the bottom here, you'll see my face. What I want you to do, you can click on here, and this is when you see this thing here, you'll see a silhouette because your face probably won't be in there. What you'll be doing is when you want to go to the bathroom, you're going to go away, and it's temporary. It doesn't lock you out. You're still logged in, recording everything else, and then you come back. You say, I'm back in here. I came back. Or if leave session means when you finally want to just get out of there. You know what I mean? I'm leaving. That's how you log out of the thing. Otherwise, it's recording and listening to you. You're going to try to set up your mic. You want them to set that up. Your mic, I want you to keep it off unless you raise your hand and you want to talk, okay? So now you can hear the mic. And you're going to set up the camera. And it's going to say share, right? I want to share it. But my camera wasn't working. You're about to start sharing the camera. Share a video. So I have to go in here and to link it. I thought it would work, but it didn't work on me. So hang on a second. And I'm going to go into settings. And I'm going to set up my camera and my mic. You see where I'm at? And there it says, okay, my mic is working well, yes. And my camera, cam link, no, because I'm recording with this one. I got to change it to my webcam. And now you see me again. You see what I'm talking about? Little webcam that I have. I would purchase this for this class. It's only like 20 bucks, Walmart, Target. Come on. And you have, those of you who got your laptop, you're right. If money is tight, I understand that. You don't have to purchase it, but when we're doing the live discussions, you have to come in here and set up your, use your phone. Okay, so yes, it's working, so I'm okay. Remember how I went on here in the X? And now when you're using your phone, you still have to have the computer. We just not going to be typing. You're going to call your phone, and you're going to call this number here, and that PIN number will be for that class. Don't write this PIN number because this is for my make-believe session. And then we're good. Now I'm going to come in here, and I'm going to share the video. So now you'll see me down in here as a student. When the students come in, other students will come in here. When you're talking, because I'll have it set up, I think when I set up the video sharing, let me see what I have in here. Video sharing, notification. Visual notification. Okay, everything's set up like here. So when you have the visual sharing, when you start talking, raise your hand. I go, talk, George. Then your picture will come up, and everyone else will see it. Let's see how this works. We're trying. All right. So that's all you have to do. So you have everything all set up, and then you'll turn off your mic. So you'll be able to hear me constantly and on. And then I will go in and show you different parts of Blackboard or any kind of questions you have. So that's what you have to do for Wednesday. And now I want to get out of here. So I go in here and I'm leaving a session. And I say, yeah, it was an excellent session. Okay, and then I submit. And I exit. And I'm out of Blackboard Collaborate. And we're done. Okay, are we good? So we have everything done. Let me see, I'm back in here. And that's all you have for next week. Make sure you look at the syllabus, look at this, look at the discussion board. At the discussion board, introduce yourself, talk a little bit, try to get people to talk. You'll have a weekly quiz. There's no final exam, but weekly exams. You'll have a journal, some resources, and then we'll talk about and here's your mind maps and your PowerPoint. The class go faster than you think. It's, remember, 16 weeks combined into 12 weeks. I've done this class a bunch of times. I've done this class also with other instructors. We take turns, and I'm adding some of her stuff in here, the journal, adding some of mine in here. So I'll still be adjusting. Don't freak out with the syllabi. You'll do, most students, you do the homework and come to class and learn. You'll be surprised how much you'll learn, and you're surprised how much you already know, and try to get that creativity and hopefully that job you want in sports marketing, or just wanted, hey, here's sports. I could talk about other people who love sports. Okay, all right, that's all I have. Let's see how many seconds I got. 26 minutes, not too bad. I'll see you guys and gals in the discussion board or in a live classroom Wednesday at 6:30. Bye.